One. Hello, everyone. I'm Phalanges,
And I'm Dastrazek?
and this is the MouseCast podcast for the week of November 21st, 2024. Today, we're going to be talking about, um, I'm going to be talking about a bunch of mousepad things, new releases, sales, a failed storage solution that I tried, and we'll also talk about some Black Friday deals.
We're going to take a look at the latest mouse I've ever seen posted on Reddit, a sub 15 gram fingertip mouse. And we'll get in some Black Friday deals to see what you can buy, what we can buy, or maybe we'll buy nothing. Who knows?
Yeah. So, how about this? What I want to start the podcast each week with is what's on your desk right now. Um, and I'll start. So, first of all, mouse Attack Shark R2 is what I'm using right now. This just came in. I just unboxed this probably a couple hours ago. Really liking it. I'll talk more about it later. And then another thing that just came in for me today, a Dornfinger Cordura Speed. So it's a Cordura pad. I was kind of disappointed in it, but then I played on it last night and I do actually like it. So, yeah. How about you
Hey, your
guys?
opinion's changed. Nice. Let's see. I've got this Fantech Helios 2 Pro S that just came in a few hours ago, as well as the Board Z Beastex Max.
Yeah.
A couple of pads that came in. It's the Infinity Mice Ruin. Yeah, there it is. It's got like a Dark Souls looking kind of graphic on it. It's like a pretty speed-ish pad, I would say. And then AC Pro Mid Neon.
So what
Which
are
I
you actually using right now though?
I was using the Pro and Mid until I went and grabbed the Ruin 2 minutes ago to show it off. But
Okay.
yeah, the Pro Mid is almost, I would say, like a Hien competitor. It feels great.
Yeah.
Talk about it later.
Okay. So our first topic is one that I don't really care much about. The Zowie U2-DW 4K was released about a week ago. So right, the U2 has been out with the 3395 since I don't know when was that released. Zowie U2 release date back in March. Oh, January 12th. So it's almost a year, 10 months. And the DW adds what?
Minor shape changes, right? The back hump is a little bit bigger or taller, they said.
Yeah,
And the side buttons are a little bit smaller to prevent accidental clicks. Not a problem I ever ran into when I was using my U2, but
yeah. Their page is interesting. Talks about like sports science and stuff. Like a narrower grip and the thumb groove and all these things change, like how your hand is um, positioned, and this is supposed to do different things for different games. I think it's interesting. It's I have a U2 and it's not my favorite shape, even though I like that kind of narrow grip width shape. I still prefer my Viper V3.
my U2 feels super comfortable. After seeing the EU dongles, I'm a little salty that I can't upgrade my standard U2 to 4K. But yeah, I
Yeah.
love the shape. It's honestly the closest mouse I can think of to it is the Helios 2 as far as quality and feel. But yeah, the U2 is so narrow at the front. I do enjoy that shape quite a bit. So
Yeah. $150. Are you gonna buy one?
no, not a chance.
Same. Okay. Let's move on then. So we can talk about this one a little bit. The Pulsar X3 release date confirmed, 29th of November. So the Pulsar X3, not to be confused with all these other mice that are called X3. Um, this is basically a G703, G403 shape.
And they give it a Black Friday release date, it looks like.
Yeah, and they're
I think
making a
there's more hype around this than you would expect, just because of the just long felt love for the G703.
wait. Somebody has a I don't know who that is. Tech Interceptor has a video on it,
That was a couple months ago, yeah.
but I thought it was live on their website. No, let me see if I can open this up here. Oh yes, it is on their website. There we go. Pulsar X3. They have RHD and LHD. Right hand drive, left hand drive. Is that
Yep, I believe so. Pretty
so?
interesting that we go from an X2 that's nothing like this, and we're just like gonna keep this naming convention and completely change the mouse.
Yeah. I, yeah, it's a really unique shape. Have you used a G403 shape, and how did you like it?
I did. I had like a wired one 8 years ago. I liked it quite a bit, but it was before I was really into shapes, so I honestly don't have a great like thought process around how I felt about it compared to what I use now.
Okay. So do we have any notes on specs? It's probably going to be, if it follows like the X2 V3, all their V3 and their X Lite V4, it's going to be their XS1 sensor, right, which is the 3950. Um, it's probably going to be 4K compatible with their dongle. It's probably going to use their Pulsar Blue encoder, which is actually a really nice encoder. Probably going to use their same middle click function where it's on like a spring lever thing, so middle mouse feels a little bit more crisp. Um,
This does still have the ratios.
I don't know. So the Feynman that FO1 that we're going to talk about later is using
Yes.
new opticals, Kale opticals. So I don't know what this is going to be using. It does
If,
say DPI adjustment. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, if they swapped their main switches on all their mice, that would be an exciting development.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah, they just say coming soon here, but DPI increments of 10. That's actually pretty nice. So it's kind of annoying when you have a mouse that's, you have DPI deviation that's of like 3%, but
Hmm.
you have increments of 50 or even 100 DPI that you can only adjust. So that's good. So I did use a G403 type shape for a little bit, and so Logitech did a really good job with their clicks. They used their pre-tensioning system. The shape's interesting though. So it's a ball-shaped ergo. So I love the Thorn. It's my favorite ergo, and that's a little bit more of a what I would call a ball-shaped ergo. It's rather short, high, and just rounded all over. The difference with that makes this X3 and the G403 unique is that right side here, how it actually flares outward. So for me, I cannot friggin' grip it because my hand just wants to zoop right off of the mouse. If you do a tilt grip though, you might just love it. It's gonna be a very comfortable experience. Small mice like this, you can't palm in a straight palm contact fashion, but if you do a tilted grip, it's much easier to palm it, and I think that's what this shape excels at.
Yeah, I'll definitely try this once it comes across at a used price that I like, just based on what you said there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, for your grip too, if you're cool with palm contact, when you do a tilt grip, you'll get palm contact on this left hip here.
hmm.
And I know that can be really nice for, uh, yeah, consistency and having a firm grip. The side buttons look good. They're big. I don't know why companies insist on like small side buttons. Like, dude, just go ham with the side button. I don't know.
Give me Zowie, give me Razor. Love those side buttons, yeah.
Yeah, or like the original G403.
So G403, G703, very similar. I was saying 703 to start this video.
They're the same shape.
They are the same.
The
Okay, good.
G703 added um, their Lightspeed wireless, so you could get the rechargeable mouse pad and recharge wirelessly. They might have done a sensor update too. I don't know if so Hero is the Hero sensor that's like what's in the G305, but
Hmm.
I want to say the original G403 used the PMW 3366, the same thing that was in the G502, the first really revolutionary high precision sensor. Problem
That
was,
back button. Ooh,
yeah,
sorry to cut you.
they were really high power draw though. Like the
Mm.
G900 that had it came with like an 800 milliamp hour battery, and those were only rated for like 40 hours of battery life or something. Don't quote me on that, but it was like absurdly low.
And that's a massive size by today's standards in lightweight mice.
I know. I don't know why this isn't a more common thing. And you'll also see they're glossy, so you have a texture difference. I mean, they use rubberized side grips, which everyone has done away with because of weight and cost. But yeah, different textured side buttons are also a no-brainer to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you can see
those
that.
look so accessible. I love it.
Yep. I believe this puck on the original G403. Oh, this is the Hero. Well, This puck, because this isn't wireless, I think this was for, they had a 10-gram weight you could put in it. Yeah.
Yeah, when you use your mouse as a paperweight, you're set. So
Yeah. That's cool that they're doing right and left hand versions. I wonder, they must have done the market research, you know. Razer was very famous for having a left-handed Death Adder.
yeah, I saw someone on Mouse Review singing to the high heavens about it. So
Yeah.
people will be excited.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Here's a fun one.
Here's a fun one. Um, so this is from the AliExpress subreddit. AliExpressers sell AliExpress seller threatening to mail poop and curse my family if I leave a bad review. This is from the Duwez official store. Seller says, "You had gave me all." You had gave almost everyone bad feedback. I believe you have ripped off a lot of seller. It's disgusting. If I get any feedback from you, I will send poop to you. I have you address. I will send you every week. I will send you a package every week and curse your whole family. You have my words." Dude, I love how unhinged this is. "I will use disgusting means to deal with disgusting people like you." Dude. Oh,
Oh man, they're gonna have to get
roasted.
ahead of those shipments too. That's really consistent shipment from AliExpress every week.
Oh, dude.
This is gold. You want to
Real,
leave a bad review after this though.
yeah. Real photo covered for privacy. So the seller, I guess, sent a picture of their address because you get their address. I mean, when I sell stuff on eBay, mouse market, so they covered it up. "And you can complain to me," this person said. "I don't care. I'm not done with you." Oh my gosh. The
I love to believe that the real photo is just the poop that he's gonna send, but
dude. Buyer says in response, "Your harassment and threats to send me fecal matter are inappropriate. Do not contact me."
what a beautiful
Dude.
calm response. Killed it.
Okay. So hey, I got. Okay, let's see what some of the first. Let's see some of the comments on this. This person says, "Report it to AliExpress, and the shop will be gone in no time." Yeah, AliExpress, like Amazon, they care a lot about their reputation. They want to be a trustworthy platform. They want to be taken seriously. Um,
Ooh, poop countermeasures. I love
yeah,
that.
this person says, "OP, you should get a package from the seller. Tell us the sender's address. I volunteered to send poop to them as a countermeasure." Oh yeah, crazy people. Okay, here's the OP. They commented saying, "I've used the seller before and it looked like there was an error in the factory, so I sent them a message with a photo of the product compared to a previous one they had sent, which had no issues. They are not taking responsibility and are acting like I'm scamming sellers for free products. Trust me, I want to send this useless product back." Since they offered no resolution, I opened a dispute. Now they're harassing and threatening me. They even sent a photo of my home to scare me. Oh, like a street view kind of thing.
Mm.
I did nothing to provoke them, so it's really bizarre how intense their reaction is. I've had some bad luck with orders, but nothing like this. I reported the seller to AliExpress, but I'm not really sure what else to do. They literally threatened to send me poop every week and curse my family. I don't believe in curses, but it's still very disturbing they are reacting this way. Yeah, that would be. Dude. Okay, how taboo are you? Would you rather get poop or have your family cursed?
Give me the poop every day.
Yeah, I think I'd take the curse. That's okay. I'm not superstitious. I don't want to deal with the poop though. That's
What
yeah.
was the store name? One more time.
The store name was Duwes official store. That's Duwes. Oh, that's funny. So I've sold around 200 items on eBay, mostly within like the past year and a half. And there definitely are times. There was one time that I had a buyer who had a bunch of negative feedback, and I didn't. You can before you, uh, when you're doing offers like back and forth, you can see the buyer's username, and you can click on their profile, and you can see the feedback that they've received and given. And you can also see where you're shipping to. It'll give you like a zip code because sometimes if something's going to Hawaii, I might not take as low of an offer because I know I'm going to spend $15 in shipping. So yeah, I remember there was this one guy who had, this isn't much of a story. This one guy had a bunch of negative feedback that he had, I don't know if he had given it to other people or if he had received it, but I didn't catch it until after we had done our exchange. Nothing happened, uneventful, but it does like, I'm not going to go check every single buyer. 200 items, I'm not going to, I don't know. That's just a hassle. But
Yeah,
they're
I used to be leery of zero review sellers or buyers rather, but I
yeah.
mean, it turns out they're pretty much usually just new accounts. I've never had a bad sale to someone like that. But it,
Yeah.
it is a great PSA. Always check who you're offering with. Look at the reviews.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good measure. Maybe I'm just lazy, but yeah, I can't believe that like an AliExpress seller, you're like repping a brand, right? I was driving behind a company vehicle on my morning commute today, and I was like, man, that guy can't like go flip people off in traffic because they're gonna like call his work and he's gonna get in trouble. It's the same thing when you're on the clock. Um, just be proper, even if it's hard not to. Yeah. All right. That was funny. Next topic. I made a 14.69 gram wireless mouse. This is nuts.
This is crazy. Optimum, where you at?
Yeah, so I think what makes this particularly unique to me. So we have all seen fingertip style frames before. This is pretty typical. You have contact points left and right, and you have this inverted trigger design. This is a newer revelation, where your fulcrum's actually the front here. This is probably within the past like year and a half that people have switched to this style. The scroll wheel looks 3D printed as well, decently thick too. The main show for me though is this custom PCB, Just Kim, Just Kim, Mouse Light Rev A. He has a logo here. Side USB-C charging. Huano blue shell something dots. We don't know. He printed this with a really low layer height. You can see how fine the lines are here. This is a good print quality. So you can get custom PCBs made pretty cheap. I think the big thing is like designing it and stuff. There's
Right.
probably software out there, but that requires a good understanding of electrical circuitry. And then as far as finding the supplier, my understanding is it's actually really easy. Like there's suppliers that will all day do sample batches of 3, 5, 10 units because they're hoping for an order of 2,000. So they'll do these small batches for effectively this PCB with the sensor, probably like $5 a piece if I had to guess.
It's
Now
not bad at all.
I don't know what the sensor is though. I think this is the.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Any
can
details in the post?
find him.
I think he mostly commented back.
Yeah. So one comment here says also like he had to like get a USB receiver and there's gonna be an antenna somewhere on this and like he had to develop his own firmware and well maybe there's like some open source firmware. Dude, I don't know. This is the more layers you peel back to this, it's just crazier.
Upvotes well deserved.
Yeah. 1.5K.
It's doubled since I last saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. The user top comment says you can shave another half a gram off by adding Panasonic square switches instead of the blue shell Huano switches. That's true. So the Panasonic switches are Panasonic Micro Switch Black. Yeah, there are these. So they're just 2 pins. So the third pin, what is it that micro switch has? Normally open, normally closed, and COM, and you only need 2 of those. Usually people do normally open and COM. So this is only 2 pins, but that's all you need. And he's right. Yeah, you do shave off like literally a half a gram, which is hilarious because as a percentage of the of this mouse, that's something.
All right. So, question: what's the closest mouse you ever used to this? What's your experience with pure fingertip mice?
Um, I've had a couple HSK Pros, HSK Plus, Keychron M4. be.
Would the Keychron be your suggestion? I've never actually tried a pure fingertip mouse before with my
Oh,
grip, so.
really? Yeah.
Hmm.
Based on your grip, I don't think you'll like it. It forces you into a very specific position, and um, it can sometimes give you like a floaty in hand feel because you have a constant adjustment of like anything that you do, even just to get comfortable, affects your aim. I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of finger. I agree with Boardsy's take on fingertip mice, which is they're pretty stupid. If you like them, I'm not gonna knock them. I'm glad they work for you. One of my closest gaming buddies uses one, but there's a reason why you don't see them as they're a little bit of a fad and a little bit of a fun experiment.
Yeah, niche product, not mainstream, not a ton of options. Makes sense.
Yeah. But for the people who like them, then sure. But again, I mean, a proper aiming technique is using fingertips, wrist, and arm. And when you use a fingertip mouse, your brain is just like, oh no, I fingertip, I to my everything. And yeah, you need to move your arm. So yeah, that was the top comment about those switches. This guy says, my gosh, this would feel like nothing in your hands. Yeah, that's true. 14.69 grams is just nuts. That's. Wait a second. Where's the battery on this?
That's is it between the back structure and the PCB on the bottom? Maybe I don't.
No, because that's where the sensor lens is.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He has that side USB-C charging port. Dude, that's a tiny PCB also. I wonder if anyone asked about the battery. Where the heck is the battery? What the heck is the battery? For everyone asking about the battery, it's a 40 milliamp hour. It's on the back side of the
It
PCB.
is on the backside, but it's not.
Okay, yeah, I've seen
Okay.
these
Yeah,
before,
down there.
so
Cool, cool.
we can also take a look at his skate setup here. Yep. Teeny tiny. So there's the microcontroller he's using. Well, actually, there's two microcontrollers. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Um, he has a cutout for the scroll wheel. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, so he did do all three solder joints on his, but again, he's the one writing the firmware, so he doesn't need all three of those pins. Yeah, these 40 milliamp hour batteries are just teeny tiny. Yeah. You'll see them there for like your wireless earbuds, your truly wireless earbuds.
Yep. Guess the ultimate test here would be to throw that on a glass pad and see how it moves at 14.69 grams.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like nothing. That's crazy. Okay. Well, that's a very cool project. I wonder if we're gonna see more from Just Kim. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to a topic that I don't think you're gonna have a whole lot to say. We'll see. You do have an Infinity. Oh, come on. You do have an Infinity. So, I want to talk about Spandex mouse pads. This past week, I have done so much research into Spandex pads. It is so annoying that nobody calls them Spandex, okay? What I'm talking about are artisan Raiden clones, okay? So, Daz, when you were over at my place, you brought your Infinite Speed V2. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. I want one. And you go online and everyone's comparing it to mouse pad review and stuff. Great resource, but everything's so subjective. Like, tell me what the actual fabric is. You try to search for really smooth fast pads and stuff, and it's just all over the place. But spandex pads are something I really want to try. So they're generally speed pads. You can get ones that are on the more controlled side of speed, like the GameSense LiDAR, or you can get ones that are much more just fast. So this would be like the Infinite Speed or the Raiden are both considered two of the faster spandex pads. Spandex is sometimes also called Lycra. They're both trademark names, but right, spandex you're gonna see on oh, I hope we don't get demonetized here. Well,
Way to go.
you're gonna see in like athletic wear, right? You can also look up Lycra fabric. Yep. So it's gonna be a kind of a plasticky fabric, and it's gonna be extremely tightly woven. Some pads they'll actually advertise it. If I search spandex mouse pad, well, you're gonna get a bunch of generic stuff like with the gel wrist rest. Lamzu actually does say what their energon is, and they say it's a blend of nylon and spandex. And this
There
is
you go.
one that people say is the closest to a Raiden. Um, so I'm looking all over for different spandex pads. I do find that 4114, pretty small manufacturer, just a couple former Fortnite pros who launched a few products. Their pads they have the arrow. They just have two different colorways. These are spandex. If we go to material, they'll say twill polyester spandex top. Um,
This is a pad that House had a lot of good things to say about. House Gaming.
did he? Do you know enough to summarize?
I don't recall fully. I know he leans into control, and this was not quite a control pad. Obviously it's a speed style pad,
Yeah.
which is why it was even more impressive. He made like a top five mouse pad video months ago, but yeah, this made it into it. So
Okay. Yeah, that's good to hear. I know Boardsy talked pretty highly of the GameSense radar, or sorry, lidar, which I ordered one this week. Um,
the other pad people talk about in this category is the Neptune Pro from Lethal Gaming Gear.
yeah, that's another one, but that's one that I'm kind of leery on because the Neptune that you showed me, the non-pro, is not spandex.
Not at all. Nope.
But the pro, I can't find nobody mentions spandex, and it's really frustrating because I feel like you should be able to tell. Like if you're a mousepad nerd, everyone's just like, "Oh, it's cloth." Like if you can tell the difference between Cordura and like a traditional neoprene woven or knitted fabric, like you should be able to tell that something's spandex.
You
Um,
can just rub your arm over it, and it makes like there's a noise that these pads make. It's all the same. You can tell instantly. Yeah,
is it kind of like an umbrella?
sort of. It's like a it's a louder. It's like a more high pitched noise. Your arm is
Yeah,
just sliding right across it very quickly. No
yeah,
resistance
yeah,
really.
like leggings or athletic wear. Yeah, Under Armour.
Yep, exactly.
So one telltale sign I've been able to tell is these wavy lines that you'll see in the camera. That's usually a sign that something's spandex. So here's a few spandex pads that I tried to find. So 4114, both of those are spandex. I probably should zoom in here. The Lanzu Energon and Energon Pro are spandex. The Pro is just a larger size. The GameSense LiDAR is spandex. Again, doesn't say anything on their website, but yeah, GameSense LiDAR. We're going to be talking about deals later in the show. This is a pretty good deal. Shipping is $10 right now. That's a 500 by 500 pad. The Raiden is spandex. Again, you won't see people, a couple smart individuals will mention it, but it's not on the Artisan website. The Infinite Speed V2 spandex. Is the V1 a thing? Where's the Infinite Speed V1?
I came in after that into the scene. I don't really know much about that, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, the Dornfinger Destroyer is a spandex pad. Dornfinger's website calls it Tricot, which I don't know if that's just another brand name, but it is effectively spandex. Spandex is it's like a polyester and like rubber blend or something that makes it stretchy. The Ghost Glides Masterpiece is a spandex pad. What does this guy look like? Not another anime pad. That's the actual pad. I thought this was like images missing, but yeah, $61. I think I'll pass. The ESP Tiger Chuan Yun. This is
This is the one where
available
size comes into play more so.
pink and black. That's not cheap. $45. Yeah,
That one's shorter, right? Yeah, 400.
but
Yep.
yeah. And then Perix. Here's one, dude. So guess what I ordered from Amazon today that I probably am gonna return. Wait, Perix. No, let's go to the Amazon page.
Oh, it's a desk pad. Oh,
Yeah. So 16.9 by 35. So it's a 900 by 430 pad. Oh, there it is. And if we Control F for spandex, oh, it doesn't say. Perix Spandex DX1000, whatever 1000, whatever it is. Heat treated spandex surface. So again, the pictures, it's kind of tough to tell. Dude, all these mouse pads, they're all advertising waterproof. That does not mean anything. Coated pads will advertise their waterproofness.
Mm-hmm.
And like this is hard to tell. This could be anything. This is hard to tell. But yeah, I'm excited to try this. I found this picture of one with that wavy pattern, so I was like, oh, okay, this is indeed spandex. So for $20, I'm gonna try it. Maybe it's not great, but I know I just messed up my Amazon Vine algorithm because Perix seeds to Vine, and I always get recommended their Office crap, and I am like, no, I can't, because if I get recommended one of those, that means that's not a spot for an actual mouse. But here I am, I just ordered it, and they go based on your purchase history. People did complain about the stitching on this, but yeah, I'll do a post to r/mousepad review, because again, I think people need to be more educated about like material. I'm not even a friggin' material expert, but I know what spandex is. Okay, I've used Under Armour before.
Yeah, I'm curious to see your experience with this. I'm also curious if 430 versus 400 on the height makes a difference.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys can stay tuned. Maybe I'll have something to say next week about spandex pads, because I'm getting in the Game Set Slidar, which is a 500 by 500 slower spandex pad. It's still a speed pad. It's plain black, has a simple rubber base that's nothing special. It's 3 millimeters thick, and people say it's on the slightly firmer side. It's not a mid, but it's on the firmer side, just generally. So I'm getting this in. It was, for me, $31 shipped.
Kind of a pad that flies under the radar.
Yeah, I know.
Pun intended. Not really a pun, but yeah.
They do have the games and slide arts. They're more popular, man. And then I'll talk about the Perix when I have it. But if you guys in the comment section have any of these other pads or know of other spandex pads, yeah, leave a comment and maybe we can discuss it next week. I think that's all I have to say on that. My little rant there.
Yeah, let's pop back to Pulsar.
Back to Pulsar with the Feinmann FO1, not F0, it's FO1. Boardsy did a video on this today. Did you see that?
I did catch that, yeah.
Okay. So, 8,000 hertz polling, XS1 sensor, which is their 3950. It uses a newer optical switch. New to Pulsar optical switch, the Kale optical. It's an X-Lite shape, but it is in between the X-Lite Mini and the X-Lite size 2. So it's a size 1.5.
A Minium.
Minium.
A Mini. Yeah.
It does not have a USB-C port on it. It only has this charging dock, which also doubles as the 8K receiver.
And notably has solid sides, only holes on the top and bottom.
Yeah, Phalanges, friggin' scroll through the pictures, please. So there we go. There's some. Yep. It's magnesium. Duh. If I guess that wasn't already obvious. Is there a coating to it?
I think it's just standard magnesium. I'm not sure, actually.
WebDriver. They advertise motion sync. It comes with super grips. Pulsar super grips are my favorite grips.
100%.
There's the charging dock. Very neat. 8K polling. Kale optical switch. So this is what Endgame Gear is using, right?
There's a mechanical, I believe. The GX speeds. Kale GX speeds is what they're using.
Oh, that's right, because they talk about. Okay, yeah.
The physical contact happens very soon.
So
the other thing to note about this is the aluminum scroll wheel makes an appearance from the ES series as well.
Yeah, that's cool. Magnesium mouse, aluminum scroll wheel, one cold boy. It is cool that they have the aluminum scroll wheels. Boardsy is like, I finally get it now. It's a gimmick, and it's kind of cool, but it's a gimmick. And yeah, I mean, rubberized scroll wheels are grippier and lighter, but the aluminum's friggin' cool, dude.
I love it.
So I haven't used these Kale optical switches. Boardsy described them as a knockoff Omron optical, so he makes it sound like the Omron opticals are still better.
I will say I'd rather use a knockoff Omron optical than a Raisha optical any day. So
Yup.
I'll take it.
Yup. Typical X-Lite skate layout, although I wonder if this is a unique skate size because it's a size 1.5. Oh, sorry, 46 grams. So that's light for an ergo, but it's a very small ergo. So are we that impressed? Eh.
No, that was
Um,
my that was my thought as well.
yeah, magnesium alloy. They have a cool website. This is a pretty. Last week we were talking about Ponage with their Trinity, and also they have their Stormbreaker CF and stuff, and how great their website is. This is nice. They're real product photos. They're not just renderings.
Yeah, I like Pulsar as a company. Their vast selection of mice and the 45 versions of every mouse you get. It's just the ratios get me.
Yeah, that's some cool videography there. I've got my mouse upside down to scroll to do that smoothly. Okay. Here's dimensions. If you guys want to go check it out, you can just search Feynman. Do you know where the name comes from?
I don't actually. I've been wondering that, but I haven't gotten around to figuring out what it is.
Hmm. What happens if we search Feynman? I don't know. Mouse? Feynman mouse? They only talk about. I wonder if it's kind of like a. Um, they're like a design house and luxury design and build home remodeling. I don't know. Feynman sounds German, but I don't know. It'd be cool if they talked about the name, because to go from. Oh, they do include UHMW PE skates. So for those who. I can actually talk about this because I'm an engineer. Ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. So
Mm.
polyethylene is a soft plastic. You'll commonly see it for like packaging and cookware. A lot of things. It's a food safe. Your body can pass it. Polypropylene and polyethylene are. Wait a second. Am I thinking just polypropylene? Maybe I'm not an expert here. But ultra high molecular weight just means it's like a denser version that's like stronger and better for like structural applications and such. So they're
So
just uh,
lasts longer theoretically.
yeah. So they're a plastic skate. They're going to be harder than Teflon, which will
Gotcha.
probably mean a faster glide. Probably, depending on the pad. Super grips are good though. Okay, so question: this or the Ponage Stormbreaker?
I would go the Pulsar at this point.
Including the they have their. Oh, I didn't see this collab. So this is their new CF, their carbon fiber Stormbreaker, instead of being metal. So you would go. Why would you go over this over the? I'm just curious.
This one has the solid sides as well, right?
Yeah.
I've never truly loved the Pulsar mouse, and I want to. And the Switch change up, which I keep harping on, gives me a chance to with this mouse. Now, the price tag of $180, I'm not doing that. But if I come across one, I'm curious.
Yep. I've tried various X lights and they're fine. I think it's cool that they offer them in three different sizes. I think that's really unique. The X Lite Mini is the size one is a very small ergo. Boardsy mentions being able to fingertip this mouse, and yeah, if you want to fingertip an ergo, the X Lite size one I think is your best bet.
Yeah,
Their
more
scroll
power
wheels
to you.
look good. Yeah, they Pulsar does a great job with aftermarket. You can walk into a micro center and get different skates. You can get different skates and grips on Amazon. Ponage, I guess the colorways are cool. I don't know, but me, I'm not. I wouldn't get either. Too much money.
No, I don't plan on buying either, but Pulsar Feep told me I had to get one.
Yeah. What about your thoughts on this size of holes?
I mean, off the rip, it looks way too large and super uncomfortable. I know Boardsy said it shockingly did not bother him in game at all. he just kind of found a spot, and it was more of the solid sides that made a difference. So maybe they listened to the community. Who knows?
Yeah. Me, I like nearly fingertips. Sometimes I'll have a little bit of palm contact towards the butt of the mouse here, and for me, it hasn't really bothered me.
I
Yeah,
get a fair amount of palm contact on the back of the Beastex Max, and it doesn't bother me at all. So
yeah, okay, okay. I think that's all I have to say on this. So this next topic, I don't really have much to say. I thought we were going to be short on topics this week. Here we are, 40 minutes in though, so we're doing pretty okay. Roblox. All I know is so this is a thing about their child's experiences. There's new parental controls. The only thing that I took away from this is Roblox daily users. As of 2024, Roblox has around 207 million monthly active users and 79.5 daily users. Dude.
the fact that it also supports 2.5 million developers is super cool. But
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, as long as this is to be believed, but
yeah,
dude, that's
80 mil.
nuts. That's nuts. 2.5 million people working on this?
Have you done much with Roblox before or at all?
I have
Or
never played it. I think I have seen the memes with the death sound. That's it.
because like it's really just like a platform. Like I played like a Call of Duty like game on Roblox. That's my only experience, and it was pretty nice to be honest.
So it's like a modern age Gears mod.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah,
79.5 million active users. That's just nuts. Like in peak World of Warcraft days, they had like what, 10 million? 13
yeah.
million?
I think 12, 13 is what Wrath of the Lich King peaked at. Yeah,
Dude.
Child's Play.
Yeah. Yeah. This is literally like 6x that.
It is also theoretically impressive that WoW supported that on a single game, where Roblox is a massive platform of many games. But
Yeah.
the single number is crazy.
Yeah. I guess it's just, kids coming home from school and logging on. And I mean, I have kids in my future, hopefully someday. You have kids in your present. How
Yeah, I
would
do
you feel
multiple.
if, yeah, how would you feel if your kids kind of got
Well,
sucked into,
look
like,
at
where
that
do you,
though. 29.7 million younger than 13.
yeah,
I'm very torn because I've played games since one of the Star Wars games when I was 5 years old with my dad on the N64, and it's been a part of my life ever since. But I also don't want my kids to get sucked into that too early. I want them to go outside and less social media, less gaming. So
yeah.
we'll see what kind of balance we strike. But
I
I'd
think,
like to game with my kids, but not
right.
too early.
I think there's some level of exposure that's important, right? So you'll see this in like more modern generations where topics that let's talk about like okay to like briefly touch on like mental health, right? There's generations of people that like mental health was not an important thing, right? And so you would just like not discuss it. And then later generations came forward and they're like maybe it's a thing, but so like the greatest generation, right? They wouldn't even think about that because they're trying to survive wars and crap and depressions and whatever. Um, so you just kind of push through it. But then like the next generation after that, they're they're never there was never a point for them to discuss that with like their parents or their mentors or whatever. So then it becomes taboo to talk. Oh well, I don't need to even why what's wrong with you if you have to think about that, right? But then it
Therapy. I'm
takes
not doing therapy. Like, yeah,
like generations of like literal cultural shifts and decades and such and people aging out and dying and new people coming in to like then be like no it is okay to talk about, but then right there's a saturation point where you it's such a thing that's such a popular topic because it's new and exciting to talk about and everyone's talking about it, but maybe it's over talked about or it's over discussed or whatever, or it's over analyzed or whatever, and you're talking in circles. So then it'll sort of die down to like a more normal level over time. And I'm hoping that we're seeing that with like maybe millennials, the whole thing of millennials being snowflakes. Maybe there was a point that we millennials were too focused on fixing our brains or whatever, and maybe the next generation are going to be the ones who are more just like, yeah, tough times can happen. Go get help, okay? You're feeling a bit better. You're feeling a bit more on check. Fantastic. Continue with your life. And
Let's
like
try to
that's it.
find that perfect middle ground. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know when I focus on it too much, then I just get in my head and it becomes a bigger
Yeah.
problem.
Circles.
It's like having a self-awareness about it, working on it, but not focusing on it 1,000% of the time. I think, and I'm nowhere near perfect when it comes to that. So
Yeah. So to bring this back to gaming, I think like video gaming and kids is a very like that's exposure in that regard is good because you want to expose with anything in life, right? If it's always restricted, I didn't have a lot of sweets growing up. Now that I'm living with my wife, who buys sweets all the time, guess who has like zero self control with sweets now. um, so like exposure is important. Um, but yeah, I guess easier said than done, right? Because I mean, some personalities are going to be more susceptible to, um, you know,
addictive behaviors, to
addictive
even with
behavior,
gaming. Yeah,
excluding themselves from other responsibilities or other social interactions, right? It still is just a toy at the end of a game. It's playing at the end of the day. It's playing a game on a computer. Um, and yeah, there's can be lots of toxic people online, so it has its own risks, just like how playing football in the backyard has risks. All right, bit of a rant there. Maybe we'll get
yeah,
through the next topic pretty quickly.
it was a good one.
This popped up in one of my friends' Amazon Vine. I didn't know this was a thing. Steelseries released the Apex Pro TKL Gen 3.
So what's
So,
new here?
what's new here exactly? So, the Apex Pro is already an optical keyboard that they released a firmware patch maybe 8 months ago or so, 6 months ago, that gave it rapid trigger. The TKL is just a 10 keyless Gen 3. What's new? Fastest keyboard got smarter. Omni Point 3.0. Maybe they tweaked the range. I don't really know. I think the other one the like older Omni Point had a range in like 0.2 to 3.8. So basically the same range as this 0.1 to 4.0.
Yeah, so we're just matching wooting here.
We're matching Wooting and other manufacturers. They have SteelSeries GG Quickset, still not web based. Ugh. Here we go. Uh, they have Rapid Tap, so they advertise Rapid Trigger, but they also have
Hmm.
Rapid Tap. So I'm guessing this is Snap Tap.
Snappy tappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, snap tap. Hmm.
So to to back up, Rapid Trigger, if you don't know, is basically with a mechanical switch, you're literally making an electrical contact, right? So in order to reset movement, you have to press down until you reach that electrical contact, and then come all the way back up until that electrical contact releases. There's like a spring and stuff inside. With rapid trigger keyboards, they'll use either analog Hall effect, which is basically electromagnetism, or optical switches, and they're reading the distance the switch travels. So there's no electrical contact that's being made, and by reading the distance, they can tell as soon as you're depressing the switch, when you change direction, whether you're down here and you change direction or you're up here and you change direction, it registers that change in direction as an input. So this means that you can basically have, if you want to like AD strafe quickly, you can actually have them both pressed down halfway and then just go back and forth. You don't have to fully release it. You don't have to fully depress it in order to actuate or stop actuating. So
I use
rapid,
this on Fortnite. Yeah, it feels a little bit more fluid for movement.
yeah, responsive, yeah.
That's not where the main advantage is, though. It's absolutely cracked in CS:GO because when you change directions on that strafe, your reticle goes back. It resets your reticle.
Well, hang on. Are we talking about
Rapid
rapid?
tap.
Sorry, I'm talking
Oh,
about
you're
rapid
a
trigger.
rapid
Just
trigger.
just to
Got you.
recap.
I
And
use
then
that in all
rapid
games.
tap.
So yeah,
So
this is what I
rapid
was
tap
talking
is
about.
a bit different. So it uses rapid trigger, but what can happen is if you're depressing, like let's say you're AD strafing, you're depressing one, and then you begin to depress another. You won't start going. So if I'm using my left hand here and I want to be able to go left, if I depress this, but I still have this one depressed, I'm still going to be going this way until I release this one. So that means you're having to time your releases, right? You have to time your actuation. Well, you no longer have to time your actuation because rapid trigger will immediately register that, but you have to time your release. Rapid tap ignores this input. So if I'm going right and then I start pressing to go left, it'll ignore this one and it'll start going left because it'll see a new key being pressed and it'll sort of prioritize that. So because of that, rapid tap is kind of a competitive advantage because now you're no longer having to have perfect muscle control of AD strafe. Now your keyboard kind of gives you a huge margin of error that it'll help you out with. So some competitive games like tournaments and stuff have banned rapid tap keyboards.
Are the keyboards themselves fully banned, or is it just functionality must be disabled? That's hard to police if it's
I
not the whole keyboard.
I believe it's fully banned. Um,
Okay.
so Razer calls theirs snap tap. I think someone else calls theirs Wooting calls theirs something really technical.
I think Snappy Tappy is the like hilarious term they let the community give a name to.
That's funny.
Rappy Snappy Tappy.
Rappy, snappy, tappy, Wooting,
SOCD is what it actually is. Yeah.
SOCD, simultaneous opposing cardinal directions. Yeah. Um. So okay. So the thing is with rapid tap though, that seems like a firmware update. I don't know if they're gonna lock
I
this
do
down
know.
to Gen 3.
It goes all the way back to 2019
Oh,
Apex Pros. I just checked that. Yep.
thank you for reading ahead. Okay, so you can. Man, I shouldn't have sold mine.
So this doesn't differentiate the Gen 3, it looks
This
like.
doesn't gen. Okay. Now, how about this last feature? 2-in-1 action keys. Program two different actions to the same key, such as walking with a light touch or sprinting with a deep press. Craft your own advanced combos. So
I don't think that's unique to them.
this isn't. So Wooting actually advertised this in their marketing material ages ago for like granular throttle control in a racing game. That's if you can depress a keystroke with 40, I think they're usually around like 40 different activation points. Now you have 40 steps that you can have of throttle control instead of just on off. Yes, that's huge, but I'm guessing you have to be like really, you got to be good at that, I'm sure.
Protection mode doesn't seem like I care about it because I can just set the actuation point higher for the keys around the other key I don't want to bump.
That's a good point.
I guess
Protection.
this is an easier way to do it.
So I'm pretty interested in this. I agree with you. It's not revolutionary. So protection mode, Steelseries says, say goodbye to accidental fat fingering with protection mode, a Steelseries exclusive feature, meaning they patented it. This mode protects against accidental key presses by reducing the sensitivity of selected surrounding keys. So that's pretty nice. So it reduces the sensitivity. So if you fat finger this, especially now that all these optical Hall effect switches are linear, and if you really set the actuation distance to that 0.1 millimeter at the top, dude, you freaking breathe on them and they actuate.
Yes.
So that's nice that it'll ignore that up to a certain point, and then kind of if you do, let's say you're doing a S then D movement, and you roll your finger over to the D key, it's going to ignore that up until you actually have like fully depressed it or whatever. I think it's a nice feature. I think it's a bit of a crutch if you're fat fingering keys. One, get good. Two, maybe rebind things. If your grenade key is G all the way over here, and you fat finger F all the time, make it F. Put your grenade on a mouse button.
So does this happen live as you press the other key? Is that what they're saying here?
I'm thinking so. Yeah.
Would that mess with WASD movements then if you use it on S? I guess it's probably not a key you would use it on.
Possibly. That's a really good point. Right,
How
because
configurable is it? Yeah.
like let's say you want the actuation distance to be at that 0.1 millimeter level, but with protection mode it puts it to, I don't know. What this might be helpful for is if you're not a touch typist and you're typing, linear switches kind of suck to type on because you don't get feedback. Okay, well, hey, I'm not opposed to this. I think it's cool. I'm surprised this hasn't. Well, I guess it took optical analog switches for this to finally become a feature, but
I mean, yeah, I won't hate a feature that even if I don't use it.
Yeah.
I do see the price tag on this is $219.99.
Yeah. That's for the
That's up there.
wired.
Yeah.
Part of that cost is the OLED screen. This is actually pretty nice. You can customize it, and what's nice is you can change your settings on the screen too. So if you're at like a LAN, you don't need to install the frickin' SteelSeries engine, dude. They have an aim trainer in their driver. It's
Really?
and ads. Yeah, it has ads every time you boot it up.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
ads are SteelSeries ads, but they're ads. Yeah, but displaying GPU temperature clock, that's nice. Enhanced build quality. Okay, I don't really care about. They have the three sizes. So my buddy actually got he got all three in his Vine recommendations. I
Oh
don't know
wow.
how. So products like this, Viners can't just request. They because there might only be 10 keyboards that SteelSeries has allocated, but there's 10,000 Vine reviewers. They seed them to people who have purchase history, wish
Mhm.
list history, etc.
That's smart.
Yeah, keeps reviews more knowledgeable typically. I haven't seen my one come to Vine for me, but I would get one. But dude, I'd have to pay sales. I'd have to pay income tax on that. Like if I paid income tax on that, I'd be paying 25%, like $60 nearly.
Hmm.
And I don't know if yeah. But the killer is if you go to this is wired. I don't know the wireless
270. Third one from the left. Yep.
270. Yep, $270, dude. Wasn't Asus getting flack for the like really expensive Azoth?
Maybe. One thing to note on that last page, the Apex Pro Mini is down to $150 because of that, and that's it's a solid price.
Yeah, so they say they don't look at this. So they say protection mode and rapid tap on the new one on Gen 3, but they only say rapid trigger on the mini. You did read that the firmware
Hmm. Yep.
SteelSeries Apex Gen 3 firmware rapid tap.
SteelSeries.com. Rapid
Okay.
Tap is available for Apex Pro users, including the 2019 and 2023 models of various sizes, wireless or wired.
Yep. Okay. Full size TKL mini. Okay. Good.
Just some smart marketing from them.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Um, that's all we have to say about that. So we're going on an hour here. I don't know how much further you want to go. We have um, we have
I think the
Kaisona.
PMM pads,
Okay, we'll jump to the PMM
and
pads
then we'll
then.
go Black Friday.
Sounds good. So continuing on with mouse pads, Piranha Mouse Mods is releasing two pads, the C1P and the S1P. So one is a control and one is a speed pad designed for esports. Anti-slip. Dude, his website. I was browsing before the show today. It's a nice site. 500 by 500 size.
I
Um,
appreciate the common sense naming. C control, S speed.
yeah,
That's
I
the
know, right? And dude, he's German. You can tell.
one.
He talks about knitting and stuff, the rebound. I'm not gonna go into all of this, but I did fill out. He had like a thing on Reddit that was like, if you want a review sample, fill out this Google form. He's probably gotten like 3,000 requests, but I would definitely try one out and talk about it. So I requested a speed one from his thing, but we'll see. Also, shipping from Europe, he might prioritize his European friends. So Artisan Zero in the middle, the control on the left, speed on the right.
So the C1P is really controlled.
Yeah. Now this also depends on skates, right? That's something that people
Sure.
forget about. But that seems really slow. Part of me is like, cool, try something different. The other part of me is like, I consider the Zero already a pretty slow pad.
Yeah, agree.
Anyway, the mouse he's showing off here though. Oh wait, do we want to talk about anything? He talks about the texture. Yeah, you guys should go check out PMM.gg, Piranha Mouse Mods, dude. He's an OG. I remember him posting mods before he sold stuff back in like this is back before there was like good wireless. Really, this is like back like 2016, 2017. He would do paracord stuff. Yeah, the dude's a total dweeb. I friggin' love it. He knows his stuff. His website's beautiful. But I do want to transition us to the Black Friday deals because we want to talk about Black Friday sales. So, Piranha Mouse Mods, I just found this today, has a bunch of shells on for sale, like cheap. Super light inspired for $22. So again, these are just the shells. You'll need the donor mouse. So for example, the Craze 8K. This is a smaller Death Adder V3. So it's like a hyperspeed size, I guess. You can option it with a coating or without a coating. This one's based on the Death Adder V3 Pro, so you need the internals from that. And when you buy it, you can see the pricing change here, based on if I need to include internals, it goes up by a lot of money. But I'm thinking I have a Viper V2, and I'm thinking about trying the Neo 8K. So for $45, I don't know how much shipping is. I can try a Viper mini size, and these are nylon 3D printed. He's probably using, what was that Polish company? Anna, it's some like woman's name, like Anna, whatever. They use it's SLS, selective laser sintering. So these are good quality prints, and they're nylon, so they're going to be durable, strong.
Yeah,
But
you even see these pop up on Mouse Market occasionally.
yeah, his most recent though, the Viper V3, the Zen 8K, which is Viper V3 Pro inspired. Dude, that is a darn good looking mouse. So you can get it solid, which is 36 grams or 33 grams with the holes. But dude,
So
that is
impressive.
pretty. And he came up with his
43
own
grams.
coating. The coating's not cheap. The coating was shell. Coating brings up the price by, wow,
$32.
yeah, $32 for the coating. Um, yeah, such a good quality website. And yeah, he's having Black Friday sales, so maybe go check that out. Let's go into some other deals. So I'll start out with the deals that I found. So first one, not mouse related, but too good to not talk about. The AOC Aegon Pro, bunch of numbers and letters. This is a OLED 240 hertz 1440p monitor for $400 shipped with Amazon Prime. That's pretty impressive. So this is an older panel, but it's still a very good one. This is like a first gen QD OLED or whatever, second gen, I don't know. The more modern ones are 360 hertz, but they're about double the price. So this is by far the cheapest I've seen a 240 hertz OLED. And if you already have a 240 hertz monitor, it's not worth upgrading, especially then you got to worry about burning and stuff. But if you are thinking about getting a 240 hertz monitor, dude, I know the IPS ones are probably like $250, maybe as low as 200 on Black Friday. I would go OLED. The instant pixel response, is so nice. It makes images so clear. And then just being OLED too, I mean, you have infinite contrast ratio, yada yada. I don't need to try to sell OLED. I think we all know how great it is.
Yeah, I've heard that your mouse just feels insanely responsive on a good OLED panel.
It does, yeah. So I'm not going to get one because I am waiting for a 480 hertz to go on sale for Black Friday. But
Yeah,
get you one of
I'll get one
these.
of those someday. Someday.
Yeah. I got a couple of pads to go over. Pulsar Para Control, $20. Um, I have the Ember Edge KX100, and I had this pad a while back, but I sold it. Fantastic pad. My KX100 is the same exact surface, so I got rid of the Para Control. This is the other one, but this one's bigger. But they're the same exact surface. This one's 600 by 470, whereas the Para Control is, um, it's the typical 490 by 420. So it's a hybrid pad, So it's not just a flat weave, you know, it has that kind of texturing to it, but the texturing is very low profile and it's very soft fiber. So it's definitely a control focused pad, but it's faster than um, it's faster than like a Glorious or like a QCK Heavy or whatever. I don't know if it's faster than a Zero. Good quality stitching though, and available in a nice red color. One other pad I want to showcase that I actually know nothing about. Maybe people in the comments can say something. Wallhack has two. Did you know this, that they had two cloth pads?
I knew they had cloth. I know nothing about them.
So these are normally like 50, $60, and they're on sale for $38 shipped. I don't know anything about them. One of them is a control, one of them is a speed. They're not spandex, so I passed on them. But
I would
people,
say they can't be that special because I've never heard much about them, but it doesn't mean they're not good.
yeah. Anyway, that's. Oh, sorry. Last pad I have. The Asus ROG Hone Ace. This is actually not at a fantastic price. This is probably about what they normally go for. Um, it's a nice size pad though. It's a hybrid surface, but it's coated. So this is a slower coated pad. I had issues with humidity with mine, so maybe I shouldn't be talking about this, but I just think it's a neat size, and they put your centimeter 360 on it or centimeters ruler on it. How innovative! So I like that. But yeah, I hardly ever use mine because my hand sticks to it because it's like a coated pad. It works well with a sleeve.
Fix your DPI deviation right on your mouse pad.
Yeah. Okay. How about you go over the next few deals here?
This deal appears to be gone already. The GPX one was $82, which is not an insane price, especially if you're looking secondhand. But if you just want to set it and forget it, new mouse, that would have been a great price. If it comes back, wouldn't hate it. I've gone from GPX one to GPX two. Performances feels pretty similar. Like the clicks on the GPX one better.
Yeah.
So
This one,
it's the mouse.
this one I think is pretty great.
So yeah, just the non 8K version of the OP1 wired. I have the OP1 8K wired. It's one of my favorite mice. Very narrow, cloth focused shape. But we've discussed this before. You don't need 8K. You don't really need 4K even. And for $45, you never have to charge your mouse. They have great stock skates. Endgame Gear is just a great company. Nothing bad to say about it, really.
Yeah, unpopular opinion. I probably would pick one up if it was actually larger, like a Viper V3 size.
Yeah, you and Boardsy both.
And oh, I think those were just the two you had. Oh, but we do have. This is kind of neat. Rakuten. Oh gosh, CAPTCHA.
Don't fail it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Killed it.
So AliExpress. I don't have the Rakuten plugin. Sorry, how is it pronounced?
Rakuten, apparently.
Rakuten.
Yep.
Daz looked up the actual pronunciation. They're Japanese. Rakuten. They have 10% off on AliExpress, cashback. And they have 15% off on Temu.
Temu, if you watch the Super Bowl, you know.
Oh, really? So I know I'm going to pick up a Mad Lions Mad G. I've already
That
decided.
that mouse review post convinced me I might need to try this as well.
Yeah. I know. I asked Homeboy posted this too. Apparently he got one. I don't know how, but he posted a bottom picture, which there are no bottom pictures here, but it's a slanted bottom picture. And I just really want to know how much the sides taper in. I even emailed Mad Lions support today. They have a website now. Don't expect to hear back, but anyway, yeah. So 10% cash back with Rakuten. So you'd get $5 back on this, and I've had good luck with Rakuten. Like I bought on mobile without my Rakuten app installed or whatever, and I just sent their support a picture of my order confirmation, and they're like, okay, yep, here's your cash back. So
Yeah, I even had a random sale that I bought in the AliExpress app, and Rakuten somehow knew about it and credited me for that as well. They also have a really good deal going on right now. If you refer somebody and they spend $40, buy like February, you both get $40. So I did that with my
Whoa.
wife. Free $80 basically.
Whoa, both of you guys get it.
Yeah. And it
Dang.
credited 1 day later. I mean, you don't get paid out for now, but yeah, the credit's there already. So
Dang. That CCP bankrolling money helping them out, I guess. I don't know if they're actually affiliated, but
yeah, as far as Temu goes, if I'm gonna buy something generic on Amazon, I typically just check Temu. I don't feel great about it, but it's usually cheaper and works about the same. Like I got like a pump for a portable air mattress for my daughter on Temu. Works just as good as the one my friends got from Amazon. So their mouse selection is typically lacking compared to AliExpress, in my experience. So,
okay. If
but
we
they do have
search
some. A lot of AJS.
a lot of AJS, yeah, if we search 3950 mouse, we get, I know this is the new
Probably
AJS.
Attack Shark, but not sure on that.
Yeah, Attack Shark R6. Yeah, Attack Shark R6. Okay.
Probably an X3 in there somewhere, but
But is Temu a marketplace just like AliExpress?
yeah.
Okay. And it's have you so you've bought from it?
I bought there once. The shipping was a bit slower than AliExpress. The package wasn't in great shape when it got to me, but the item functioned, and I know a lot of people that use it. My wife's used it for. She got some stuff to make like a fun advent calendar for our kids, and
Hmm,
it worked. So
cool. Okay. 15% back with Rakuten. We can go over some more sales stuff later when we talk about I think what we picked up from the 11/11 sale, but I do want to jump into something else. So,
oh yeah,
talking
I mean AliExpress's Black Friday sale starts in less than 3 hours.
yeah, we're recording this at midnight between Thursday and Friday, yeah. So, uh okay, mouse storage. Let's talk about mouse storage. So, this post got 129 upvotes. The IEM community came up with watch/jewelry boxes for storage. Anyone think of something similar for mice? So this is pretty nifty. I think these jewelry boxes, this is like too expensive. Like I would not keep my mice this way. I get
Mm-hmm.
it though. You get to display it, and the individual compartments are aesthetically pleasing. Um, so, ah yes, another community that was plagued by the sudden rise of cheap but good Chinese products. Acrylic paint shelves. So if we just Google search, what does this guy do? Acrylic paint shelves. Oh, did he say plant? Sorry, am I okay. Acrylic plant shelves. Okay, yeah. Takes up a bit of space. Like you'll want to cinch them up nice and close, but yeah, it's a way to display them. Um, I commented saying this is what I use. They're classroom calculator organizers. So I actually have three of these on behind right where I'm looking right now. They work
Can
great.
confirm.
Yeah, can confirm. They work great. They fit all different sizes of mice, and they'll fit the AK dongle right next to them too. You'll want to get ones that have the transparent windows so you can see what your mouse is, because they do make ones that are opaque. These are sticker numbers that you can just throw away. They make ones with black background, so if I search like classroom calculator organizer, so they make ones that have a black background. I would recommend against this because if you have black mice, they disappear. Yeah, like a blue background would be nice. Whatever you think. Maybe you want your gaming room to now look like a classroom. I don't know.
Maybe
But
you've got like 16 mice and you want to really confirm the addiction. This is your gateway.
yeah. I mean, 10, $15 for. Well, I got mine that was $10 and it was 36 pockets. Yeah, $11, $12, 36 pockets. I don't think it gets better than three mice for $1.
No, the thing that I have is like a keyboard display, which
Yeah,
I can only fit like 6 mice on the front of it, and then I can slam them in the back, but I can't see what's in there. Yeah, exactly this.
yeah,
Bought it from AliExpress. So
yeah. I had a bunch of these requested or in my Vine, and I never picked one up because I was like, no, that's more for keyboards, less for mice. It's good if you have four mice, but
that's when I was convinced I needed to get down to 6 or less mice, and that's not happened. So
okay. And then what other? So Jake U has a storage solution.
This is what I'll be doing when my office is a dedicated office and not a slash playroom.
Okay. So he's got these slotted pegboards for mice and just little hooks to hold them. That might be a little precarious depending on how far out those hooks go. Um,
So the pegboards are IKEA, and the holders are a 3D printed mold that he has shared the designs for online. So
nice. Cool. You'll need to modify that if you want to do like a fingertip mouse or if you have something like stupidly small.
yep.
Yeah, this is nice. This looks proper. I think you think you'd have a problem reaching into one of these and getting
The
it out.
spacing is interesting, but yeah, you can move
Yeah.
the spacing at will. So
But he's also feng shuied it with, a controller, a keyboard, a clock, one that has the box. And then of
very
course
aesthetically pleasing.
he
Yeah.
left room for it for more. So he did a good job. Uh, he has mouse pad storage too. So this is cool. I'll be talking about this shortly.
I
Um,
love the pipes
yeah, he
for
did
the rack
pipe
there.
racks. That's
Yeah.
that's smart. He's probably drilled into wall studs, and he used these coat hangers that have this large bar style clamp, so you're not just using the little pincer ones that'll leave marks on your pads. So these are like pants hangers, so you don't get a crease in your pants.
Well done.
Um, yeah, so I think that's a pretty awesome solution. So I
Quarter
want to
million
show
share
you.
too.
I want to show you guys. I tried this. Do you know this, Daz?
I did not know that. No.
Yeah, I tried
What was
this.
your what happened?
So I got.
Matching pads too much or
Okay, so for pad storage, somebody did this. This is like a drafting drawing organizer thing. I don't know why you would do this. How much is this gonna do? This is gonna be like $80.
I don't
A
want to
hu-
store my pads rolled either, but
True, but $100, dude? No.
wow.
Um, so I did the hanger, the JQ solution.
I think
Whoops.
I think I
So this guy put him in his closet. Okay, also smart to, looks like, those mouse pads can get heavy, especially you get the big ones and they're rubber. And I especially know because this is what happened to me. So I got a hanger. I just used some binder clips because I'm poor. And I just got some hangers from Vine. You want to make sure that you get nice wide ones because if you get a really narrow hanger, then it's going to grip just towards the center of the mouse pad and the sort of corners will fold over. Um, but yeah, you can see my pads are no longer hanging up, and that's because this happened. So I did not go into a stud. I had a stud that was about here, and I had a stud that was. Oh, you can actually see this bracket here. That's holding the shelf. I had a stud here and a stud. I think. Yeah, there's a stud somewhere over here too. But I didn't want to go there because the mouse pads, they're wide. I can't hang the mouse pads here, and I can't hang them over here because the door's here. So I hung them here, and I used really beefy. I used Molly anchors. Yeah, these are the expanding metal ones, right? So I guess the toggle bolt ones are a little bit better, but you have to drill a big old honking hole to get a toggle bolt anchor through. So I just did the Molly bolt anchors. And yeah, I uh, I finished gaming for the night. I put the pad I was using away. I was typically holding. I'm sorry, I don't have a picture of them mounted. I should have. I kept my heavier pads closer to the wall and my lighter pads out farther. And yeah, I then went to bed. Woke up, didn't hear anything during the night. Woke up and these were all over the floor and dust was everywhere. And I was like, well,
Good
gotta go to
morning.
work. So see you later. Take care of this later. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna have a hole in my wall for a little bit. It's repairable. It's not a big deal. But just for those of you guys out there who are gonna do this, because I know better. I've done plenty of work on my house. I built a deck this summer. I knew better, and I still used anchors. You guys out there, if your pad collection is ever going to go bigger than 5 pads, don't do anchors. Go into a stud, or do what JQ did. He's probably going into studs, and he's using these nice pipe brackets that have multiple screws in them.
my current solution is I have 10 pads stacked on my work MacBook, so
There you go.
it's not great here.
Mine are stacked on my 3D printer. The thing is with hanging them up, it's just so nice that like you can sift through them easier. But I gotta say, this takes up a lot less space, and even though it might be a pain in the butt keeping them all, because they're all different sizes, um, I don't think I'm gonna try hanging up. I'm not gonna try fixing this and hanging them another way. Yeah, that's the classroom storage solution too. Obviously, oh yeah, there's some dust down there. So I think that's a bit of personal. So we like to have a kind of a more personal side to the show, um, as we're sort of done with the news. So why don't we get into what we bought from the AliExpress 11/11 sale a week and a half ago? You want to
Yeah,
start us out?
I've only had two of the things come in so far
I'll
that are
switch. I'll switch
mice.
to our webcam view here, and you guys can see our new MouseCast logo, courtesy of
Not once.
yeah, courtesy of GPT whatever.
Chat GPT.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these both came in today, which is exactly 10 days after I ordered them on 11/11. There's the Helios 2 Pro S, which I sold my Helios 2 Pro in the hopes that this would be everything I wanted it to be. And I mean, I've only used it for like 3 hours now, but it feels that way. The most similar mouse I would compare it to that I have is the U2 in coding. This might be the best one on Blue Shell Pink Dot implementation I've felt as well. The skates are a little lacking. The shape is just an S2 clone, more or less. But yeah, I'll put some time on this. The only downside I would say is the side buttons are Pulsar esque. I don't know if you can see that on there. Yeah, they're like the smaller pill side buttons as opposed to the nice big Zowie ones.
Yeah.
But this was $65 before a cumulative 16% cash back on AliExpress, so quite the deal. Goes up to 8K as well. The skates are fine. That would be another like slight downside. But the other mouse I had come in is the AJ179 Pro, which is a Thorn clone. I did one of the shakes, and I got this for a literal penny before shipping.
Wait, what are the shakes?
The so the 11/11 shakes, right, for AliExpress.
Yeah,
You had a chance to, yeah,
explain. Yeah.
yep. You had a chance to buy 3 items for $1, I think it was, which I may have done 2 or 3 times. Not great value, but it was fun. You could get like a deal where you were supposed to just get really good deals. So like this for a penny pre-shipping. It's not the most expensive mouse. I think it's like $35 not on sale. And it was as low as maybe I think $20 for the 8K version during 11/11. Uh, Other things you got were like sweepstakes, like raffle tickets in the 11/11 shake, and then I got a fair bit of nothing shakes. I'm not sure about you,
I did
where they're
too.
just like, nope, nothing.
Yep,
But
I did all three of my shakes every day, and I was probably about 50% were nothing, 30% were like I got 7 of those like lottery tickets, whatever, that then nothing happened with,
yep,
and I got 3 of the $1 items. So you get 3 items for $3, so
three for
one
three
dollar
dollars.
each.
That's what it was.
And the
Yeah.
items, I guess they got worse as time went on. My first 3 for 3, I got like vice grips and like a set of stainless steel washers, things that are between $5 and $10, and I got them for $1 each. After that, it was all just junk, like e-waste. But I got it anyway because why not?
Yep.
Consumables. It was good for like I got some microfiber cloths.
Once I got this like dollar mouse, I was like, oh man, maybe this will come again. And it was exciting to look forward to that, but it never happened again. So with shipping, this was $2. It's an 8K Thorn clone. The clicks are pretty solid. I believe they're blue shell pink dots. Side buttons, same shape as the Thorn. Haven't tested it yet. Opened it right as we started streaming, but yeah, for $2, pretty much couldn't go wrong there.
Hmm. Yeah, I wonder how it compares. I have a deluxe M500, which is also a Thorn clone, and it looks awfully similar, dude. And I've always been wondering if they use the same shell.
See, you can see
Oh
this
yeah,
one
you
looks a
can
little
see.
different.
Yeah, The
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Mine has a pretty good coating on it. It's a very thin. It's actually a really good coating if you have wet hands. It's kind of chalky, but
This is a
it's
drier, chalkier one too.
yeah. But I can tell this is coated. It's not just raw plastic. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, I've had this thing for like a month and I haven't even taken. I haven't used it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I had coming mouse wise from AliExpress. I did get what's it, these little like I sometimes play a controller for like Rocket League or COD. They're like little joystick extenders that are usually more than $1, like a mini screwdriver set and like a tiny little scale. Oh, just like a fun little thing for $3.
You got a scale you said?
It's a little tiny pocket scale. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, precision scale like for mice and stuff.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
I had some other non AliExpress purchases, but if you wanted to go through your AliExpress ones first, go right ahead.
I don't really have a whole lot. Because the only one I received. So I ordered. I actually do have something to talk about. So I ordered three mice. I ordered an ATK X1, really good price. I got it for like $42 after taxes. Uh,
The Pro, right? And I ordered the Ultimate.
Correct. Um, but then also we got the Rakuten 11% cash back. So it was like effectively like a $38 one. That hasn't come in yet. I ordered an Attack Shark R2. So that's their X3, but magnesium, lighter weight, armor and optical switches. I really like it. So Daz has one and brought it over, and I tried his, and I was like, wow, that's really nice. I'm really liking it. Only thing I don't like so far is the buttons
Mm.
have a little bit of play. Like not they're not pre-tensioned onto the switch. They're like resting there. So I don't think my mic is gonna pick this up. But I can tap the trigger and it doesn't it's just that's it just contacting the switch. So I'm gonna take it apart and bend that and bend the fulcrum and make it make contact. But otherwise, yeah, really good mouse. This was around like I want to say like 57 before Rakuten and after tax. So after everything, it's gonna be like 52. Comes with an 8K receiver.
Yep, and I
I've
paid 65 on Amazon when I got mine, so you got a pretty good deal
Yeah,
there.
okay. Um, and then the last one that I actually have something to talk about is an ATK F1 Ultimate Leviathan Edition. So this is the blue one. I'll go back to the main camera. So let's go to AliExpress and let's go to ATK F1 Leviathan. It was one of these. So I got mine for like $67 before the AliExpress, before the Rakuten cashback. So I got a decent price on it again. But the seller I think is sort of doing a scam. So if we search AliExpress additional shipping scam. So the item I purchased at 11/11, it didn't show shipped until like yesterday. The day after I ordered it, the seller pretty much said something similar to this. Dear friend, because your parcel is, for me it was because of international shipping, you need to pay an extra $50. For me, it was $7. You need to pay an extra $7. Um, and they sent me the link to an item that's just like extra shipping $1. And they were like, please buy seven of these. So, oh, I wonder if I can actually log in and see if they've given me an update because it might be. What time is it in China right now? Oh, they
That
did.
I
They
don't
did
know.
reply. They did reply. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Yeah, this ain't gonna show up. So there's my order. They said, "Oh, is this backwards for you guys?" Basically, I'm
Oh,
very
perfect.
sorry,
Yeah.
friend. We need an additional $7. There's your $1 item. And I said, "Hi, when will this ship?" So I'm hoping that they just like ship it. That like AliExpress or someone steps in and they just still ship it. Some of the guys on Reddit were like, "Just ignore it. You know, it's their fault if they didn't uh, give it the right price." You know, don't want to take a hit to their seller rating. So if you don't say anything, maybe they'll just ship it. So I didn't say anything for like 10 days until like today or yesterday. I was like, when will you ship it out? Um, and they again responded, we want the $7. And I said, I don't understand why I must pay more money. I already purchased the product at the listed price. This doesn't seem right. Can you please ship the mouse? Um, yeah, and this was their reply. My friend, yeah, it's not going to show up. Because of the price of this mouse is more expensive than before, the previous price was incorrect. Now, here's the annoying thing. So, normally I could just cancel the order. However, they marked the item as shipped. They did not provide any tracking information. They simply just went in there manually, mark as shipped. Now that it's marked as shipped, I can't close it. I can't cancel the item because it's been shipped. So I could ask them to cancel it, but even then, some people say that you might not be able to cancel it if they've marked it as shipped. So what you're supposed to do, and I had to do this a while back once before, if I submit a dispute with AliExpress, they're going to say the item is effectively shipped. You need to wait until it says it's been delivered. If it's never been delivered, then we can move forward with the dispute process. But that's only after 60 to 90 days. So I had to go through this once before it was 90 days, so I just set a reminder in my phone and got my money back. But yeah, it's just really annoying that they're the stupid sellers. So the store is Universe 3C Store.
I've seen them before too.
Yeah, they're a decently prolific. Okay, my camera's not going to focus. They're a decently prolific seller. They have a lot of coupon codes. So yeah, I would avoid Universe 3C Store. I'm not worried or anything. AliExpress has come in clutch plenty of times for me, but it's just annoying that I went with a seller with a 4.5 star rating and a bunch of transactions, and they're just not wanting to honor it. Like, it's honestly annoying. Like, I got a good price on it. I should like damn near, like, if I want this mouse, I should just spend the $7. But on principle, I don't want to. You list something for a price, you're supposed to honor that price. That's how a transaction. I agreed to pay that. You agreed to sell it for that.
Yeah, end of story.
So that was my AliExpress 1111 haul. I'm very excited for the X1.
I've got a couple more things I picked up. See, on eBay, it was actually a listing you sent me. I got the Vancer Thrash.
Vancer
Very
Thrash.
very narrow mouse. Almost OP1-esque in the bottom there. Can't really see both those, but yeah, very similar in shape, honestly. A little bit longer. So the first batch of these had a lot of QC issues, and this is most definitely one of those mice. It has really loud creaking you probably can't hear on the mic.
Oh
but
no, I can. Yeah, do it.
Oh
again.
yeah, so that's quite the creaking you got there. That's just from applying not even crazy amounts of side pressure there. And there's also like a pre-contact to the right click when you hit it before you
Yeah, I can hear that too.
before you actually actuate the switch. So aside from those issues, it does come with BTL skates, which are very nice. And the shape feels amazing for claw. I want to love the mouse, but the QC issues are bothering me, so maybe I'll tear it apart and see what's going on. But I got it for $35 all in, which I think it's a $110 mouse. So if I can resolve either of those issues, I might just stick with it. Maybe let you try it out some. But and the other mouse I got also on eBay, or much more, was the same one you have, the Boardsy X WL mouse Beast X Max. I tried the Beast X and it was nice, but it was a bit too small, and the front right corner was digging into where I rest my ring finger, which for some reason on the dimensions for this mouse is just not a problem. I think the Boardsy colorway is the best looking. Matches the Saturn Zebra that I've got on my desk as well.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool. That's cool.
So yeah, exactly. And the Attack Shark R2 in the pink and blue looks amazing on the AC Pro Mid Neon. Anyway, But yeah,
What's
this mouse is
interesting is
great.
you can feel the, for those of you guys who,
Oh, with the stripes, yeah,
you can feel the stripes. Do they bother you at all?
I like it. Find myself running my fingers up and down over them
Yeah.
often just to feel the texture. Yeah,
So I think it's, the mouse is a black, like it's painted black, and then the white is painted on, the white is the raised, right? Yeah, the white's
yep.
raised.
But yeah, Beast Max has the web software, 8K if you want to use it. It's more of a mid hump mouse. It's the ULX shape, but for my grip, that provides me enough support as opposed to a back hump mouse, just because the overall size of this mouse is big. I like the scroll wheel too. I like the texture on it.
Yeah, I'm glad they did a rubberized instead of their plastic ones on their normal Beastex.
Yep,
Side buttons are pretty small, but they're located nice and far forward and somewhat low, which is pretty nice.
very
And
cookie.
yeah, and the grip tape is yeah, they are. And the grip tape is, in my opinion, like a must-have.
I'm I've decided to try to go raw dog on it without
Yeah,
the grip tape, but I have an extra set in there I might throw on.
yep. The included
I think,
skates are black, but they're actually pretty good. They're quite fast for me.
yeah, I just threw jade air dots on mine.
Smart.
It came with nondescript white dots. I'm not sure what they were, and the seller wasn't either. So
Yeah.
yeah, I also
Um,
picked up like a silver one of these that I'm probably gonna resell on a good value, but I was just couldn't pass it up.
yeah, the clicks are phenomenal on these. I will never go back to Final Mouse. For this Omron optical implementation is just,
It's very good. I will say there is some variance. The silver one I have is also an Omron optical. It has the Omron opticals versus the TTCs, and they do feel a little snappier in the silver one that I have, which is probably my least favorite colorway, actually. Maybe the orange scroll. Yeah, that's probably the least. That one's odd.
yeah.
Okay.
What else you get?
The last thing was I've already shown it, the AC Pro Mid Neon. I'll pull it up here again. This is a pad that was just praised by BoardZ a lot, and I just heard a lot of good things about it. I don't love the text in the middle there, but I really like the colorway. It's also the first mid pad that I've picked up. I got this for what I think is a pretty good deal. It's the 500 by 500 square. It was used for like a week on Mouse Market for $35. So,
Whoa.
and look at the price there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
$70 on xraypad.com.
plus shipping as well. Well, it might ship free at that point, actually. I believe on X-Ray Pad.
So, can you
But
tell us a bit more about? So I have an AC Plus and an AC Zero, and the Neon uses a heat-treated surface. Can you tell us a bit about that?
so the main thing I know about the heat treated surface is it does make it quicker in all aspects than the black version.
Does it make it like silkier, like melted down?
I've never tried the other one. It's not really that like it is a hybrid pad and there's like a little abrasiveness, but it's nothing like a Heian. Yeah, it feels great on the arm, honestly.
Okay. Because I imagine the heat treating like makes it harder or something. You know.
Yeah, that with the combination of the mid base, just it feels super consistent. And even with dot skates, yeah, the mid pad might be the way that I trend here. But
That's
yeah,
nice.
it's pretty quick, but no problem controlling that in a few Kovacs runs. So
Yeah, I love both of my AC Aqua. I love both of them. 500 by 500. I got them really cheap for like 12, $13 when they were on sale on Lethal Gaming. My only issue is I got lighter prints, so they get dirty pretty easily. The AC Plus, I'm not a huge fan of. It feels a bit like the Asus ROG Hone Ace, where the fabric, it's that Amundsen fabric, a Mudsen, however you say it, but it feels like it's been smoothed out, so it's kind of sticky if you get sweaty. But my AC
gotcha.
Zero, I absolutely love. It's just a slow pad, and I have it in a really light pattern, so it gets goobered after a month. And I'm like, man, I just want a pad that like doesn't get goobered, and
So
then I have to wash it.
yeah, the other X-ray pad I have is the Aqua Control 2, but I got it in the pink Sakura colorway, and that's very light also and shows all of the things on it. I think the Amazon listing down there, the fourth one might be your easiest pathway to.
Yeah, I don't know why it decided to. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, I click on this and it like literally doesn't open it.
This pad is very abrasive.
Hmm.
I was coming from like an old HyperS Fury, so it was very quick to me.
Yeah.
I didn't give this a long enough runway because I got the like IKEA desk pad, swapped that out. I was using my Zero, which was my first like artisan pad, but
Okay.
this is a very solid, consistent pad as well. No complaints about it. Beside my pink one will show you everything that ever happened on it. So
Okay.
yeah,
What else?
I just have a sort of kind of story about my recent experience with the post office, and I'm wondering if anyone else has had this similar experience. Let us know if you did in the comments. It's been super slow, super inconsistent. I think the average time for me to receive a package from the post office that usually takes 3 or 4 days on Mouse Market's been like 10 plus days recently.
Hmm.
Like I bought this Aqua Control Pro like 2 weeks ago and it got here yesterday. Um, a lot of my packages I've dropped off and they just kind of disappear at the post office where I drop them off for like 3 to 4 days before they leave the facility. Others are just in transit for upwards of 5, 6 days with no shipping updates. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but it's been nothing's been lost, but man, is it slow.
Have you
So
tried a different post office?
I've tried three around the area, and I've had it in all three of them. So outgoing and
Whoa.
incoming packages, it's just they seem to be a little out of sync. If I sell something on eBay, or if PayPal gives me a price at UPS that's similar, like within like 50 cents, I'm almost tempted to do it.
I don't know about your situation, but I know Canada, they're having some woes. Apparently there's their Canada Post is striking like nationwide.
Oh wow,
Yeah. Nationwide strike. It's brought mail delivery across the country to a halt. Only certain government checks are still being mailed out.
whoa! I did
Dude,
not know about this. That's crazy.
dude, that would suck. Yeah. That's crazy.
Side
Yeah.
note, not don't want to talk trash about any USPS workers at all. I'm sure it's just like an overall logistics issue, but
Hopefully. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's all I had for recent purchases.
Infinity Mice Ruin?
Oh, I did have that. I got that last week. Yeah. So I showed that off. Yeah, we'll see how good the camera can pick it up. It has like a girl and like a big. Yeah, it's hard to see. But yeah, it's my first pad with a design on it. It's similar to the surface of the Infinite Speed. Like it's you can't probably pick up on that sound. I'm trying to. I don't know if you can hear me rubbing the pad. That's like the nylon sound I was talking about, kind of zippy, but it's still a speed pad. It's nowhere near, in my opinion, as fast as the Infinite Speed. Like kind of would describe it as like a speed pad on training wheels. Like if you haven't tried a speed pad before and you want to get into it, if you can find a good price, because I think this retails for $50. It's not a bad one, especially if you like the art. I quite enjoy the art, but I'm
Okay.
like debating if I got it for $30, which is a great price. I'm debating if I regret it because I like standard speed V2 more, just because it's more speedy, and this doesn't stand out in individual performance in comparison to that pad. But I like the art, so we'll see if I stick with it.
So what makes it slower? Because I thought they used the same surface.
It's there's like a slight texture to it, and I don't know what the explanation is beside that. Yeah, it's just overall feels maybe 10% slower to me. Which
Hmm.
I got this used, but like I've heard other opinions of a similar fashion both on YouTube and Reddit. So
Hmm. Okay. You got the 490 by 490.
yeah, I got the XL Square for $30 on MouseMark.
It's 4 millimeters thick. It uses a soft base, stable custom IPU. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Um. Well, we're at an hour 43. I think we're that pretty much does it. I guess I got a couple Vine items that I can highlight real quick. So if I don't know if we've kind of talked about products a lot this show, I think I'll skip those for now. Then I think we're all done. I think yeah we went through the news. We went through Black Friday deals. Um, I think that's it for the show then. So if you guys made it this far into the show, thank you so much. Again, we're still like experimenting with things. Like you see, our formats a little bit, like our layouts a little bit different this week, and We're very much open to feedback. If you got questions or comments, leave them down below. If you want us to talk about certain subjects, let us know. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you.